Today we're going to learn how to use the tricky imperfetto by breaking down some of the funniest Friends clips. Ready? Let's dive in. The Italian imperfect is a tense that we use to set the scene for a story, describe a situation, talk about often repeated actions, designate time between past actions, and much more. It is similar to used to and was doing in English. Let's learn how to use it. Regular verbs in the Italian imperfect plus essere and avere. Most verbs are regular in the imperfect. Even irregular verbs like to be, essere, and to have, avere. To conjugate, we simply remove the are, ere, ire from the infinitive and add the corresponding imperfect endings. Now pay attention to this scene and let's see if you can spot the imperfects of the verbs ending in are.
Dunque, eravamo al ristorante. Andava tutto benissimo e stavo giusto pensando che Sara era una gran bella ragazza, quando di punto in bianco...
We have andava, which means was going, from the verb andare, to go. And we have stavo, from the verb stare, to stay. Here it means I was doing something. Specifically, stavo giusto pensando. I was just thinking. These two verbs both belong to the first conjugation because they both end in are. Here is how they are conjugated in the imperfect tense. We drop are and add the following endings. Stare. Io stavo, tu stavi, lui, lei stava, noi stavamo, voi stavate, loro stavano. By the way, if you want to revise all of this later on, you can by simply downloading the free PDF down below. Next, we have verbs that end in ere and so belong to the second conjugation. Let's rewatch it and see if you can recognize these verbs in the imperfect tense.
Dunque, eravamo al ristorante. Andava tutto benissimo e stavo giusto pensando che Sara era una gran bella ragazza, quando di punto in bianco... Poteva rimetterci le dita!
Did you find them? First, we have eravamo and era, which both come from the verb to be, essere. In the imperfect tense, the verb to be, essere, does not follow the rules of regular verbs. In fact, it becomes io ero, tu eri, lui, lei era, noi eravamo, voi eravate, loro erano. On the other hand, the verb avere, to have, acts just like a regular verb. And so, just like poteva, which comes from the verb potere, can, takes the following endings. Avere. Io avevo, tu avevi, lui, lei aveva, noi avevamo, voi avevate, loro avevano. Potere. Io potevo, tu potevi, lui, lei poteva, noi potevamo, voi potevate, loro potevano. The last group of verbs, the ones ending in ire, acts in another way too. Let's watch this clip and find out how they change.
È una cosa incredibile, Febe. Come puoi essere sposata?
Sono sposata. Lui è soltanto un amico ed è gay. Veniva dal Canada e gli serviva la carta verde.
In this clip, we have exactly the example we needed. In fact, Phoebe uses the regular verbs venire and servire in the imperfect tense. Veniva dal Canada. He was coming from Canada. And gli serviva la carta verde. He needed the green card. Here is how to conjugate these verbs. Venire. Io venivo, tu venivi, lui, lei veniva, noi venivamo, voi venivate, loro venivano. Servire. Io servivo, tu servivi, lui, lei serviva, noi servivamo, voi servivate, loro servivano. TV clips just like this one are a perfect way to learn a language, as words and sentences used in them are perfect to learn everyday spoken Italian. But you still do run into the same issues as in all dubbed and subtitle content. You still need to pause and go hunting to check meanings of words that might be new to you. And that is not only time consuming, but that will break up your immersion. That's why I love watching media on FluentU. It has a giant catalog of real-world videos like TV clips and music videos, and you can watch each one with interactive subtitles. So if you come across a word you don't understand, you can just click on the word to learn its meaning immediately, and you can save them on vocabulary lists to review later. Plus, after you finish watching, you can take a quiz to make sure they stick in your head. If you want to check out how easy and quick it is to learn Italian with FluentU, click on the link below and check out the free trial. Irregular verbs in the Italian imperfect tense. The imperfect is a relatively regular tense, but there are still, unfortunately, some irregular verbs. Aside from essere, the other irregular verbs to be aware of are those always troublesome Italian contracted infinitives. When verbs end in arre, orre, urre, or with verbs like fare, vivere, dire, you'll use the expanded stems as usual and then add the imperfect ere endings. Evo, evi, eva, evamo, evate, evano. Can you spot the verb fare in this next clip? Let's see.
Ricapitoliamo, voi due vi chiudevate dentro solo per dire cose brutte su di me.
Oh, noi facevamo ben altro.
It was facevamo when they say noi facevamo ben altro. We did way more than that. So fare, as an irregular verb that belongs to the first conjugation because it ends in are, becomes io facevo, tu facevi, lui, lei faceva, noi facevamo, voi facevate, loro facevano. Now let's pay attention to how Monica uses some of the irregular verbs in the imperfect tense that belong to the second and the third conjugation. Let's watch.
Non posso credere che hai sposato Duncan. Voglio dire, come hai fatto a non dirmelo? Vivevamo insieme, ci dicevamo tutto. Mi dispiace, Monica, ma se te lo avessi detto saresti diventata ipercritica e non avresti approvato.
She says, vivevamo insieme. We lived together. And ci dicevamo tutto. We used to tell each other everything. Both verbs dire and vivere are irregular. That's why they become vivere. Io vivevo, tu vivevi, lui, lei viveva, noi vivevamo, voi vivevate, loro vivevano. Dire. Io dicevo, tu dicevi, lui, lei diceva, noi dicevamo, voi dicevate, loro dicevano. Of course, these are just some of the many irregular verbs that you can find in Italian. You cannot study all of them by heart, so what you can do is practice your Italian by watching real-life content, movies, TV series, listening to songs, etc. All of this can be possible thanks to the FluentU platform. Once you're ready, make sure you go check out this video I made about 10 different ways to express your love in Italian. I'll see you there. Ciao!